Okay, so for your practice name tag challenge, the first thing you need to do is create a new design. So click the new design button here. Once the page opens, you need to retitle it. So come up to the top and name it practice name tag. And then according to the design criteria, you need to have a shape that has two rounded edges. So you're going to bring over the box and then scroll down and find the rounded roof, drag one over. You'll notice that it's laying with the flat side down, but you need the flat side to be attached to the side of the box, so you need to rotate this. So you're going to click on the arrows at the top here and rotate it. First, you're going to rotate it 90 degrees so that it's standing upright. So go ahead and click in the box and then actually type in 90 to make sure that it's exactly 90 degrees of rotation. And then you need to rotate it again in this direction, 90 degrees, so that the flat end is lined up with your side of your box. So type in 90 again. And now you can line it up with the edge of your box. The easiest way to do this is to highlight both shapes, use your align tool, and center it with the box. Then drag over your work plane, drop it on the side of the box where you want your rounded roof to end up. Click on your rounded roof, hit the D button, and it will drop it on that work plane. Now you'll notice that the shape is slightly below the box, so if you drop your work plane back where it used to be, and then click D again, it will move it up so that it is sitting flat on your work plane. Now that you have one of the rounded roofs on the side, you have half of your shape rounded. Now you can do Control C, Control V to get a second rounded roof, scoot it over, and now you just need to rotate it 180 degrees. So click on your rotation and type in 180. Hit enter so it rotates exactly the amount that you would like. Drop your work plane onto the side of your box here and click D so it drops it right on top of that edge, and then drag your work plane back down again. Now that you have your original shape prepared, you can go ahead and group those three items together so that they make one independent shape. And then you want to change the size of the shape to meet the criteria. The criteria says that you need your shape to be a width of or a length of 70 millimeters, 30 millimeters wide. So go ahead and type that into the next box, and then 15 millimeters tall. So go ahead and click on the top white box and type in 15 and hit enter. Now you have the basis for your shape. The next step says that you need to create a recession. So you're going to drag over a box that is a hole, and you're going to create the recession that is 50 millimeters wide by 20 millimeters, and then on top the height is 10. That's because you don't want your hole to go all the way through the name tag. Okay, so then go ahead and use your align tool to highlight both of those shapes and get them lined up correctly. So you're going to place it in the middle and in the middle. And then the last step here is that you want to align it to the top of the shapes so that you can actually see where the hole is going to be, and then also so that the base of your name tag is still solid. Then go ahead and group those shapes together, and now you have the space for your name to be located. Then it says that you need to have two holes, one on either side, that is a width of 5 millimeters. So you're going to drag over your cylinder that is already a hole, click on the box, and then type in 5 millimeters on each side. Since you need two of them, you're going to go ahead and duplicate it. So do Control C, Control V to make your life easier. Then drag your shape over into about the middle of your space over on the right side. That's still solid. And then do the same thing on the left side where it's still solid. Make sure that your hole has space on either side of it where it's still solid, so that when you create the hole, it's not going to create a gap here that the keychain would fall through. Now you want to align those to the middle. So you're going to highlight all three, use your align tool, and then only click the center on the left side here so it lines it up in the middle of this shape. If you click over into any of these other dots, it's going to align those holes in weird places that you don't want them. Now that you have them aligned properly, go ahead and group it together, and you can shift it, your view, so that you can see that the holes actually went through. You can see the gap on this side, and if we look over here, you can see the gap on this side as well. Okay, so then the last step is to put your name on the inside of that recession. So if you come over to the right of your basic shapes and scroll down to find where it says text, you're going to drag the text over, put it where you can see it, because this box over here on the right will pop up and get in the way sometimes. Change the color, so I'm just going to pick yellow so it stands out. And then in the box where it says text, if you click and highlight that word text, you can replace it with your name. So I'm going to replace it with Ms. B. Miss Buckingham would be way too long to fit in that tiny space, so I'm just going to abbreviate here. And then to make it the right size to fit in the recession, it's going to be the exact same sizing as the recession, which was 50 millimeters long, 20 millimeters wide, and then 10 millimeters tall. Now be careful, because now when we go to align these two shapes together, highlighting both, clicking our align tool, we can do middle and middle, but you'll notice that Miss B is not lined up with the very tippy top of our name tag here. So to do that, the last button you need to click is the very tippy top of that align tool that aligns it to the top of the name tag. So now that you have it attached here at the top, you can see that Miss B is sitting on top of the base, and you are finished. So you just group those two together, and you can click on the coloring for your shape and click on multicolor again so that it does stand out. And then before you take your screenshot, make sure you hover over this white box in the corner, or click on it so that I can actually see that the measurements are correct, so that you can make sure that you have your total as 70 millimeters wide, or sorry, 70 millimeters long, 30 millimeters wide, and then 15 millimeters tall. And that's all it takes. Good luck.